Hey Bree. Okay, bits. So for my tune-ups, all of my horses wear a lot of different bits. Of course he is no exception, but pretty much everything I ride wears a lot of different ones. When I tune and do what I call a sharp tune, which is when I ride on a really, really loose rein and I just touch and get a big response in a tune, I'll use a Petska. This is a Petska with like a fixed link and then a floating port. And this is really, really effective with probably being used when you ride more like your rein working cow or your cutting horse instructor has you do, where you have a very long, loose rein and you just touch occasionally to make a manipulation and direction. The 7-bit, this is by Classic Equine. This is a great tune bit that I've used on him. Of course, I use big shanks and big bits when I tune in that modest style where it's a touch. Now, if I need a little bit more maintenance, which is like maybe riding on the bit or with a bit more contact, I'll go, this is a Kerry Kelly. I'm not sure the name of this, Kerry Kelly, but this is a bit I would choose to tune one if I want to kind of hold the reins and hold the mouth and kind of put the horse in a frame. This would be a bit I would go to for that, because I'm going to get a horse to back off the bit and not struggle pull into the bit. When I tune with a little bit more contact, this isn't a bit I'll run in very often. I will, because it is a 3-piece and it acts a little bit like a mullen because it's kind of fixed. But this is a bit that he's really responded well in. I don't think I've ever run him in it. I might have, but most of my horses are the type where you touch and then they finish the turn. And then over here, these two are L&Ws. This is called the Kathy James shank with this little keeper here that prevents the bit from having, much gag. And again, I really like a 3-piece on most of my horses, especially him. He responds a lot better to 3 links as opposed to 2. Like in this case, he's not really crazy about 2 pieces when he runs, but I mean, I've run him in a 2-piece, but he just seems to, kind of be a little bit more fluid. This is the same thing. It's an L&W 3-piece, but of course, the shank is completely free. And this is called the Kathy James cheek piece. This is a Kerry Kelly. This is something that you can tune in. You really should use it with a loose rein and touch, but because it does have a modest keeper right here, I kind of like that, with the floating port. But since this chain is loose as opposed to fixed, you can apply a little bit more contact with a bit like this and kind of maintain. This is a square by Kerry Kelly with the Kathy James cheek with a modest fix. The thing I like about these Kerry Kelly squares is that they're softened. A lot of square mouthpieces you buy will be really sharp edged, and I'm not really crazy about that feel. These are softened. It's not a complete, round, but it's squared, but it's softened. I really like this bit on him. You can run him in it, even though it is 2-piece. He does do well, has done well in this bit. He's also done really well in this bit. A lot of my horses that, if I need to help them in the turn without shocking the mouth, this bit works really well. I know it looks awful because it's a bite chain and you've got these links here, but because of all of this freedom throughout the gag on this Kathy James shank, and because it is, 3 links that are really, really flexible, you can kind of drag on the rein, just kind of drag on it in a bit like this without making the head elevate excessively or the horse gap his mouth open and try to get away. I really like this bit on a lot of horses, and he is included. I ran him in this and had a lot of success on him in this bit. And then I've run him in this is called the short shank L&W Kathy James cheek, and he's done well in this with this modest twist, with this angulation, even though it is 2-piece. I have another one of these. It has this copper wrap. It's in the barn right now, and he's done well in that. So as far as 2 pieces, as long as you have a lot of give through through the cheek piece, he's going to do fine, like a bit like this. This is a lot of shank and not a lot of gag here, and he can't really find a way to come to your hand easily. That type of horse just has a little bit more difficulty here. These work great on cow horses whose mouths are a little bit more numb. But a bit like this, really a bit like this to run in. I probably wouldn't tune in this because you can kind of find a way around it too easily. I would tune in something like this or like this. Also this is the Molly Powell Rate and Turn floating port. This port has so much movement. You get a lot of respect in this bit. However, you do get a lot of give as well, so that you're not just, you know, antagonizing the jaw and the horse's head. But this is a great bit to tune in. I wouldn't be I probably wouldn't make a run in this bit just in case you needed to help. It might be a little bit shocky, but you'd be surprised at how forgiving a bit like this really is, even though it looks awful. It's similar to this one. This one has a lot more give than you think. But these are some of the bits that I've used on him. Also, when he's just feeling like he is about to just go down there and really, really just be in your hands and he's really dialed in, this is called the Clover. This is a 3-piece. I've made a run on him in this. I've made a run on him with this cheek piece with the rein attached to this ring for direct contact, direct pressure in a mullen. But I've loaned this mullen style cheek piece, mullen bit out, so I don't have it to show you. But this is, these are some mullens. Of course, this is a great this is a great bit to tune one in. This mullen, because it's just, I mean, big old shanks. It's, you know, it's pretty tough. I don't usually use a chain, but I did keep a chain on this one. This is a short shank mullen. This is a great bit to run in. I don't think I've ever run him in this bit, but a bit like this is just super cool because you can warm them up with the rein right here and get your shank action, and then you can attach your rein here for the run and get that direct pull where you can kind of drag a horse in it. So these mullens are great. All of these mullens are made by Carolina Bit Company. And of course, Kerry Kelly makes these. Kerry Kelly can make you anything you want. He's just a very gifted, talented bit maker. This is an L&W, and then these two are L&Ws. And then this is by Rainsman. You can buy it at Teskey's, you know, online. These are Petskas. You can buy these online at Teskey's. And this is a 7-bit by Classic Equine. Again, you can just buy this NRS, Teskey's, pretty much anywhere. So I hope this helps, and definitely get this. I think you'll love it. And then, of course, you know, add some mullens to your collection. I love a mullen on a pole bending horse because you can really drag on the poles and get respect without shock. So I hope this helps. I thought I'd make a video instead of taking pictures and writing descriptions. So anyway, I'm really glad that you had great success on him, or 7th in the 1D at a pretty nice size show, and I know y'all are going to do great. I hope to see you soon at a barrel race. See you later.